South Africa. Osea Kolinasau gets us underway in this Pool A match, and already Fiji dominating from the kickoff. And here they go. 3 straight Hong Kong Sevens titles confirmed last week. Beaten finalists here though in Singapore last year, fell to Kenya of course, so they'll be hoping to improve on that performance this weekend. Second on the overall standings, behind South Africa. 23 points behind the Blitzboks as it stands, so they'll want to pick up as many points here as they can, Rob Vickerman, if they're going to challenge the Blitzboks for the overall title.
They do, and they know that, and I think they thrive a little bit on the pressure, whilst you'll never ever see a stressed Fijian. They're such a force when they start playing. The world expects them to perform, and if they get on it, and if they start sticking those offloads, then they look more like a basketball team than anything you'd ever see on a rugby pitch.
Kato Lee throws to this line-out, real star of Hong Kong rugby. There he is, on the wraparound. Jamie Hood. It's gone all the way out to Yu Kam Shing, Chinese-born player in this Hong Kong side. They'll try and keep the ball here, Hong Kong. If you want to beat Fiji, you've got to deprive them of possession. They'll know that, and that's not going to help knocking it on deep in their own territory.
And it's one of the sizable changes in this Fijian team, that they're not just so potent in attack, they're really building knowledge in defence, and you can see there the Hong Kong players just having no opportunity to exploit space or offloads. They know now when to commit to the defence and are getting that line speed, as we've seen in previous games. And if the Hong Kong team aren't on point with their skill set, then they're just going to be waiting and waiting with these conversions to go over.
How do you explain that Fiji was so much better in Hong Kong than we've seen all series, Rob?
I think moments like that, you can see a little bit of structure, it helps them at times, but they're just so gifted naturally, and they're getting confidence. Confidence
oozing out of Fiji here. And going in for their first try of the weekend is Waisea Nafuku. And Fiji are on the board.
And just to really follow on from that point, we've seen Nafuku there celebrate with his teammates. Whenever you have change in any environment, it begins a little bit of nerves. Now this team, as you see in here, does not look like they're playing with nerves. It was a big seismic shift when Ben Ryan left the programme. Gareth Baber's been in there for a while now. He's integrating, knowing the players, getting them to express their style as only Fijians can.
Do you think he was feeling the pressure, Gareth Baber, given that they'd been to a few finals this series but not won one yet, given they were their back-to-back series champions, Olympic gold medalists, all of that?
And in fact, it came down to mathematics that they went through to the Cup quarterfinals in Hong Kong. You know, their Welsh team they drew against last week, those moments build up. But what you've got in this Fijian team are individuals that can take control of their own destiny by doing just simply sublime things. No other nation in the world can call upon individuals to be as good as they are. And what you need to do as a coach is just get them to express that.
Here's a man who knows how to get Fiji to express themselves, Osea Kolinasau, but for the second time this morning, the team's been done for being in front of the kicker. Perhaps the referees have had a little bit of instruction about some things to concentrate on this weekend. The players will have to be aware of that. Here come Hong Kong into Fijian territory for the first half, and here's a good run from the Kiwi-born Lee Jones, but Kato Lee can't quite hold on to the short pass, and that was unfortunate because Hong Kong had the big mo there.
There's the good, the bad and the ugly. Creating opportunity, keeping hold of the ball, Lee beating defenders. Very Malua is a unit, just got bounced off. There's your opportunity, looked up and the line was at his mercy. And it's those little tiny moments that you don't get many of against the Fijians. You've got to make sure you take them.
Got to nail your chances against the best. Opportunity goes missing for Hong Kong. Here's Jerry Tuwai running off the base, stepping, and the cheeky offload out the back. Kolinasau to Laba, one of the rookies in the Fijian squad this season. He centre kicks, it sits up beautifully for Waisea Nafuku. And Nafuku's got a double Fiji into their stride.
This is the new breed of Fijian players coming on. Not only Jerry Tuwai almost taking the mick in midfield with these offloads. You do not know what that man is going to do, but it's always worth a watch. And Laba Laba, we don't know much about him, he's new on the series, come into it, but that is experience, skill, tenacity, you name it, he's got it.
It's an unused play on the 7 series. Good to see the little centre kick grubber being utilised by Fiji. Kalina Sau adds the extras. Let's have another look at it.
Really clever tactics, sees inside, always players tracking down the field, as any good supportive players are. Lovely nudge, lovely finish. And the Sugu, like any single Fijian on any rugby pitch, is pretty happy.
So 12-0, Fiji lead, and there's another win from the restart. But there's an error from Fiji, so a bit of possession for Hong Kong. Here's Max Woodward, the Hong Kong captain. 2 tries last week in the qualifier tournament. They were knocked out at the semi-final stage by Germany, Hong Kong. Spain winning that competition, winning coronation status on the tour full-time next series. Tapped on, but it's gone into the hands of Kalina Sau, and here come Fiji. Once again, Nasoko offloads Kunavula. Good tackle coming in, but penalty, says the referee, too high. And here's too wide. Short ball to Laba Laba. He has Fiji's 3rd, the assist for their 2nd, and he's picked up one of his own.
And credited with this score there, well deserved, but sometimes you can defend with 15 men against Fiji and it would not matter. Two-eye, looking up, scanning, ball in 2 hands, skip jump, 1 committed defender, and that's all you need. As soon as Coverdale even remotely looked like he wanted to make that tackle, he passed it over to his friend out wide. And Mr. Laba Laba dots it down in the corner.
He'd sidestep you in a phone box, wouldn't he? Jerry Tuwai, amazing feat. Kalina Sau from out wide, just kisses it off the left-hand uprights. And as expected, it's a heavyweight against a lightweight here. On him, Bao. The soldier has come off the bench for Fiji. What a wonderful moment was when he was out there with his children on the podium in Hong Kong last week. And Fiji played so brilliantly in that final against South Africa. Nasila Sila's off the bench as well, and here's Laba Laba, try score in the first half, goes for the bump and run. Laba Laba playing some soccer, but Jamie Hood, will he get there first? No. It's fallen to the floor, and there's a knock-on, says the referee. Chance missing for Fiji, but it was well got back, wasn't it, from Jamie Hood to snuff that one out.
A bit of Fijian football coming through here, spots an opportunity in behind, gets another little right foot poke on it. Unfortunately, the way the rugby ball can spin didn't quite go with him, but Hood did well to get back. We did see a resurgence from the Fijian football team last year, actually, in the preceding events to the Olympics. It was always quite nice to know that they do play a bit of football as well.
These two actually met the last time that Hong Kong featured in the main draw as the invitational side. That was in Tokyo in 2015. Here come Hong Kong, running it out into contact as Lee Jones almost set up a try-scoring chance for Hong Kong in the first half. Kato Lee just couldn't hold on to it. Here's Yu Kam Shing. Nice ball to Kato Lee, but getting back is Jasa Veramalua for Fiji. Working the short side here. Hong Kong trying to suck in some Fiji defenders. Perhaps not a bad tactic.
No, but you saw there were 5 Hong Kong players within the space of 5 metres. You turn the ball over, that is a dangerous place to be. It just shows you've got no width. Yes, they're trying to be abrasive against this Fijian team, as you often have to do, but ultimately, if you're not getting the line breaks and you're committing so many players to such a small space, you've not got any width to then exploit it once they've been drawn in also.
Joshua Vithi in the 11 shirts come on for Fiji. Hasn't appeared for the Fiji Sevens on the circuit since the Cape Town event. So much depth in Fiji Sevens.
And that's a really interesting point there, Rupert, because speaking to Paul Johns midfield during the week, they've just not got that depth in Hong Kong. One of the main prerequisites of him coming into that role is to try and generate this next layer. How the development of all these incredibly talented young Hong Kong players can stay in a system, still pursue their rugby and ultimately end up in that shirt against the likes of these world-class Fijians.
Lee Jones has got some resting minutes on the bench. He's gone off for Hong Kong. 2 wide. Throws the line out. Chris Mays is out there for Hong Kong in the number 8 shirt. 2 wide again. Offload. Back to 2 wide. Little step just away from the defender, so he can't get near him. Last-ditch defence from Hong Kong. It's gone forward. Chip and charge here from Jason Jayam. Creative speedster for Hong Kong, as he's described in their team notes. But Fiji have the ball, and running into clear space is Waisea Nathuku. Picks up one in the first half. Got another here. It's actually Kunavula who's got the try. On the counter-attack, Fiji very hard to stop.
And that's the one thing, if you kick the ball against the Fijians, you can almost count in one hand how many seconds it will take for them to be underneath the posts. 2 defenders drawn in, 2 defenders beaten, and you can tell it's Kunavula striding out, because it takes him about 6 steps to get to the post from the 22. Such is his stride. He's another one of these players coming through. He's got height, he's got athleticism, he's got an engine. Just a conveyor belt of incredible talent in Fiji.
Like wherever you go on the 7th circuit, there is support for Fiji. Even here in Singapore, they turn up in their numbers to support these fine Sevens exponents. 26-0, they lead Hong Kong now, Pool A. Other teams in this pool, Canada, Russia. Canada had a good win before this game against Russia, so they're on the board. Here come Fiji again. Now Sila. They're away again, Fiji. Hong Kong falling off tackles. And the brilliant men from the South Pacific have another one.
23 tries clocked up now for Sila. And not only is it wonderful saying his name, it's also great to see things like this. One deceptive pump of the ball, the dummy, outstanding as he just watches defenders get nowhere near him. The analogies just keep flowing, don't they? Crack in the dam and then the floods just pour through, but this Fijian team, when they're on form, no one in the world can touch them. So much composure, so much confidence.
He's 35 years old. Amenoni Sila. How old are you, Rob?
I'm 31, but I'm pretty sure he would be more than welcomed in most vets teams around the world if he's not in the 7 series.
Incredible. He's the oldest player in the Fijian squad this weekend.
I'll have those genes any day.
Here's Jayam to Jack Capon, new player this weekend for Hong Kong. Jayam, he's added a bit of spark since he's come on. Can Hong Kong finish with a flourish here inside the final 1.5 minutes of this Pool A match? Jamie Hood runs into contact. It's Capon again. Jayam to Yukam Shing. Strong defence from Fiji again, and they've won the penalty. It's just so difficult for Hong Kong to get any sort of go forward when they run at the Fijian defenders.
It often is, but as with any team that play against Fiji, you've got to be very confrontational. I mean, you've seen how Lee, when he gets the ball, things happen. Jones, he's been bullying the Fijians, which is a rare thing to say, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to rattle them, get amongst them, and stop thinking that they're on a beach playing this incredible brand.
2 wide. Jerry 2 wide. Offload to Mokanathangi. That flags up on the far side, so Hong Kong will set a line out on that occasion. Fiji unable to find a way past.
Just the sheer size of these Fijians. I mean, the Hong Kong players, when you see them around the hotel and in and around the stadium, they're not small men. The referee is often a good guide to see what an average human would look like, and these Fijians are just simply giants.
So 10 seconds to go. Hong Kong throw to the middle, brought down by Chris Mays. Wouldn't the crowd here love to see Hong Kong pick up some points before full time? Hood Long pass out wide. Bounces across to Jack Capon. Heavy tackle coming in there from Bituna Yata. Possibility in numbers on the near side here. Yu Kam Shing. Thought about the chip over the top, thought better of it. Toby Fenn plays scrum half. Playing with some good width here at the end of this game, Hong Kong. It served them well for the rest of their fixtures here against Canada and Russia today in Singapore. Cut out pass, here's Yu Kam Shing again. Looks for the gap and the offload. Well done from him. It's Toby Fenn now. Penalty comes Fiji's way, won't end on it. And they'll counter, you can be sure of that. Vithi, he's brought down. Too wide. Katon Imbao. Across there to Bituna Yata. And cutting inside off his wing is Sebaloni Mokanathangi. And he will seal the deal for Fiji. Emphatic is the word.
There are so many words indeed to describe this Fijian team. And they're just so good at changing direction, that's the thing. So many threats coming from different angles, at pace, with power. He does the ball underneath the post. Bear in mind that started from a penalty on his own 10-metre line. This Fijian team, when they're on song, entertain the world.
Two more points for the conversions means the 40 is up for Fiji. Cracking start for them, Hong Kong. We'll look for better things later today.